wonderful bookworms all over YouTube. My name is Gerald. Welcome to another video, and today this is going to be my February wrap-up. Oh my god, ay nakapagbasa ako ng 8 books, which is hindi ko in-expect because we all know February is the shortest month of the year. It's just 28 days, but I'm able to surpass the number of books na nabasa ko nung January. Or on a roll, like a rolled oats. Hoy! But anyways, let's just now go ahead and talk about all of the books na nabasa ko ngayong February. And before we start, the statistics of the reading. Hoy! Grabe ka naman. Okay, for the month of February, I have read 2,551 pages. And with the rating of 3.87 stars. But anyways, let's start with the wrap-up. Let's go! Let's start this review with Scythe by Neil Shusterman dahil ito, natapos ko to not on February but on January 31. Hindi ko lang siya nasama sa wrap-up ko because I filmed my wrap-up for January, I believe, on January 28. Ito ay part ng aking 12 books to read on 12 months recommended by 12 friends. Hindi ko alam kung tama sinasabi ko pero 12, something like that. This is recommended by Mark Alfius. What I can say on the first part is I am really attached. I can really see it as a movie. I am enjoying it so much. Kung nakapansin nyo, yun yung way ko ng pag-recognize how attached I am to the book. If I am seeing it as a movie while I'm reading it, I feel like I'm one of the NPCs or one of the side character in this book wherein I am walking with them and I am hearing their conversation. It's like I'm with them on the first part of the book. But then on the second part, I feel just like the viewer. I feel like I'm just, you know, a fly in the room wherein I am above them. I can just watch them. I can just see what they are doing, but I am not really together with them. Parang I am still in the story but somehow I feel detached on the last part. Bakit ko nasabi na I am kinda detached? That is because hindi ako Gina G sa mga parts na alam kong dapat Gina G yung nararamdaman ko. I am not getting this emotional response na feeling ko gustong ibigay sa akin nung libro or ng mga eksena. One of our characters in here, Goddard, really infuriates the hell out of me. Parang naiinis ako na nababad trip ako and all that, but at the same time, natatakot ako sa mga eksena niya because they are doing mass murder and it scares the hell out of me. Speaking of fear, speaking of takot, how Neil Shusterman portray or describe the feeling of fear when these people come face to face with these sides are really on point. It's hitting me. Natatakot din ako mga sis. I can feel their fear from the page. Galing mo sis. Ay, sir. Sa mga nakabasa nitong libro na to, I ship the two sides that we have in here. Pero, Citra and Rowan, sis, the ship is not shipping. Why not just make it platonic? It's just that out of nowhere nagkaroon ng love story kasi. I love how this book ends. It builds enough interest for me to continue on to the second book, but I feel like I'm not going to pick it up yet soon. I gave this book 4 stars. Thank you so much, Mark, for recommending this. I enjoyed it. This next book that I have on the list is an e-book. Nabasa ko lang siya out of nowhere. Sabi ko, oy, basahin ko nga to dahil sobrang maingay yung libro na to ngayon. And that is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldrey. And that is one of the best decisions na ginawa ko nitong February because I fell in love with that book. Legends and Lattes opens a new door for me. It gives me a new perspective na, bitch, you will also love fantasy. You just need to find the right fantasy for you. And I think I found it. And it's the cozy fantasy genre. What is Legends and Lattes all about? We're going to follow Viv, who is an orc. Siya ay fighter, assassin, pumapatay ng mga monsters and all that. And then, one day, she just decided na, enough. I'm done with this skilling bullshit. So pumunta siya ngayon dito sa isang lugar wherein she decided to build a coffee shop. Pero dito sa lugar na to, hindi nila alam kung ano yung coffee. So how will she start this business? This has a new found family trope which I really, really love. Plus, food. While reading this book, I want to open a coffee shop because this book made me feel na it's fun to have a coffee shop and it's fun to connect with people. At isa pa sa na-enjoy ko dito is I love witnessing how their menus grow. All of the characters are so lovable. It is high fantasy, but it doesn't have high stakes. It's just cozy vibes. I love this. And after reading this book, I just want to grab a lot of cozy fantasy reads because I have sepangs after reading this. I love that vibe. Feel na feel ko talaga na I am reading for fun. I am reading for pleasure. And I gave this book 5 stars. At alam nyo ba na ang next book ni Travis Baldrey was titled Bookshop and Bone Dust? Travis really knew what he's doing. He is serving what is needed to be served. Next book that I have read is Dig by A.S. King. We are going to follow these 4 teenagers who has their own different problems in life. We will also find out how they are connected with each other. As the title suggests, dig, you will be digging a lot because this book, if I am going to compare it to a thing, it is going to be a puzzle. Sa unang part of building the puzzle, everything is just scattered. You are figuring out ano ba talaga ang pagkakakonek-connect nila sa isa't isa. But as you are building up the pieces of the puzzle and you have the big picture of the story, it is worth it. There is a lot of important topics that are being discussed in here, like racism, white supremacy, family dysfunction, and my favorite is breaking of this generational trauma. It also strengthens my belief that a fucked up parents can also fuck their kids up if they decided not to change. This is the deeper level of YA. It is treating young adults as someone na hindi lang puro pagpapakilig ang gustong maramdaman or mabasa. It is treating young adults as someone who can understand a lot of things. Someone who can process serious topics already. I enjoy this book. I enjoy the writing style. I enjoy the magical realism. I enjoy following the characters. May chance na maguluhan ka sa una. But it will all make sense in the end. And it will make you cry. Dahil si Kat, nabasa niya to, she cried. This is heartwarming and all that. I loved it. Next book that I've read in February is Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. I've read this book in less than 24 hours because it's just manipis and it's just a fast read. We are going to follow Imogen as she is living this life, living in this resort and everything. But then we will find out that she's not really Imogen. She is Jules. Jules and Imogen became friends nung summer. Now, nawawala si Imogen and Jules is living her life. Bakit nangyayari yon, sis? Nasaan si Imogen? That is what we're going to find out. Nakita ko sa Goodreads, ang overall rating nito is 3.26, which is na-shock ako because I genuinely enjoy this book and gave this book 4 stars. At sabi ko na nga that this is fast-paced and this is intense and I am very hooked. At hindi ko napansin na it starts pala with chapter 18. Nasa chapter 16 na ko nung nalaman ko na, oh, this was told in a backward way. Like, we start in chapter 18 up to chapter 1 and then the book will end on chapter 19. So kung hindi ko alam na itong libro pang na to ay told in reverse, maguguluhan ako. Kaya thankful ako na nalaman ko na reverse pala siya. I enjoyed following Imogen, or should I say Jules, because she is wild. Hindi ako makapagbigay ng clue sa kung ano man ang ginawa nitong si Jules because that is going to be spoiler. But again, she's wild. Anyways, if this story was not told in reverse, this is going to be very bland and plain. Maybe because wala siyang big twists and big, shocking events. It's just actually following a criminal. But anyways, I enjoyed this. I'm one of the people who find this enjoyable. So I gave this book 4 stars. It's a very nice, entertaining read for the day. You know what I mean? Okay, next title na nabasa ko nitong February is The Silence of Bones by Junher. Okay. In this story, we're going to follow Saul, who is a servant sa police dito sa 1800 Joseon. She will be with this inspector who will investigate the murder of this noble woman. Magiging close na itong inspector na to, but then everything will change when this inspector will be the main suspect in the crime. This book is really giving me historical K-drama moments, but I am really confused while reading this book because first, their names. The names of the characters are very confusing for me. Ang alam ko lang is Inspector Han, the young inspector, and Saul, our main character. The rest, I don't know who they were. Saul, our main character, is a very interesting character because she is a servant at alam naman natin na ng mga panahon na yon, kung servant ka, you just really need to stay quiet. But Saul is different. She is cunning. She is smart. She is curious. And she is questioning her position. Like, bakit kailangan niyang maging servant at bakit kailangan magkaroon ng someone na mas mataas sa akin? Why is there a division of level pagdating sa pamumuhay? I love that. But even though how interesting Saul is, this is boring for me. I'm bored and confused while reading this book. Yung mga aha moments ni Saul is my moment. It's like hindi ko masundan yung nangyayari. On the last 20% of the book, the action is high, but I can't be bothered. I just want this book to end. I just want to be done with this book. This book does not work for me. I gave this book 2 stars. By the way, these next 3 books that I'm going to discuss ay naging subject or naging main character sa reading vlog na in-upload ko before this video. So if you want to check it out, yes. Next book na nabasa ko is Pet by Akwaiki Emezi. Ito ay kinuha ko sa bookshelf ko dahil nakita ko naman manipis lang siya and maganda ang kanyang cover. In this story, we're going to follow Jam, who is a black transgender girl with selective mutism living in Lucille. Dito sa Lucille, lahat na ng mga evils or monsters are eradicated. So basically, it's a utopia world. Wala na yung mga corrupt politicians, wala na yung mga killers, murderers, robbers, wala nang ganon. It's just a peaceful community and all that. But then isang araw, mabubuhay nitong si Jam, yung monster, sa painting ng mother niya, and she will find out that monsters can hide at plain sight. First thing that I love about this book is the inclusivity, because first of all is our main character, Jam, who is a black transgender girl with selective mutism. Hindi nila tinitingnan yung pagiging transgender ni Jam as something that is weird and all that. It's just being treated as a normal thing. I love that because alam naman natin na in this world that we're living in, transgender people are still having discrimination thrown at them. In this book, you can see how should we treat transgender people. The next one is ngayon ko lang nakita sa libro, or ngayon ko lang nakita sa young adult, which is a throuple parent. And then, the names of the characters in this book are all kakaiba and unique. I love that. This is a short read with good writing style, interesting setting, and a lot of important topics discussed. It also has a problem and a solution to the problem. Siguro nakuha ko dito sa libro na to is how important for us to pay attention to the people around us, because there are some people who might be abused or who might be violated and they are giving these signals pero hindi natin siya nakikita. It's important for us to look out for each other. This has a lot of quotable quotes as well. Napagamit ako ng mga tabs because of the quotes na nakikita ko rito. Truth does not care if it feels true or not. It is true nonetheless. Purr, she said. Next is the first step to seeing is seeing that there are things you do not see. I love the quotable quotes in this book. I love the cover. I love the representation, the name of the characters. It just lacks some ooh, ahs for me. So I give this book 3 stars. Second to the last book na nabasa ko for the month of February is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. We're going to follow a story of 2 families in here and how their lives will intertwined with each other. I read this book in 3 parts. Hinati ko tong libro na to sa 3 parts, 100 pages. First 100 pages of the book, I am interested because all of the characters are very interesting. I'm not that attached yet on the first 100, but I am interested. Nakuha niya ang interest ko naman talaga. Second 100 page, I am really invested and attached. I can see the book as a movie while I am reading it. I now know the characters in a deeper level because nakakuha na ako ng mga backstories about them and they have interesting backstories. And we are also introduced with these new problems wherein it involves adopting a Venetian child. Ang masasabi ko lang talaga, that also turned the hell out of me. The decision kung kanino ba dapat mapunta yung Asian child turned the hell out of me because the story presented valid opinions on why they deserve to raise the children. Like, both of their reasonings are valid, so it's hard for me to decide kanino ba nararapat mapunta yung baby. But nakakatuwa na it gave me something to think about. The third 100 page, the finale of the book, I am not attached anymore, but the interest is still there. Like, I'm still interested to know how the story will end, how it will be wrapped up, and it wrapped up in a way that is very realistic. All in all, ang naramdaman ko after reading this book, it's like I just followed a suburban drama. I followed this chika of these 3 families na sinundan natin dito sa libro na to. I gave this book 4 stars. The last book na nabasa ko for February, this one natapos ko talaga to on February 28, is Scythe by Courtney Summers. Finally, natapos ko na. Talagang gusto ko tong matapos this month dahil nga sa comment na nabasa ko. Nahiya ako talaga kasi parang binasa niya because nakita niya sa video ko tapos ako hindi pa rin nabasa. So, I decided to finish it on February. Anyways, in this story, we're going to follow a podcaster, Wes McCrae, who is making this podcast about Scythe, who runs away from home nung ma-murder brutally yung kanyang kapatid na si Matty. And then, we're going to follow another point of view of Scythe, who is on her way to kill her sister's killer. What I can say is mas na-enjoy ko yung podcast part itong libro na to kumpara sa point of view ni Scythe. Maybe because the podcast was formatted in a way na enjoyable for me. I also know how important point of view Scythe is because doon natin makikita yung backstory niya. Both parts are important, but I just enjoyed the podcast. Scythe is another product of a fucked up parents that fuck their kids up. Walang childhood si Scythe actually. She's a very strong and brave character. It's very riveting, it's very raw, it's very emotional because it tackles sensitive topics as well, like child abuse, pedophilia, murder. The ending gave me goosebumps. Like, there is a line in here that says, "I cannot take another dead girl." That line was mentioned on the first part. That line gives me hope. But on the last part of the book, when that was mentioned, "I can take another dead girl," it just gave me sadness. It makes me emotional, nagka-goosebumps ako and teary-eye ako because I just realized how hard it is for Scythe at kung ano yung mga pinagdaanan niya dito sa libro na to, and what we are left with is just hope. I give this book 4 stars. Finally, nabasa ko na siya. That is it for our February wrap-up. This is 7 of the physical books na nabasa ko for the month of February. I am just so happy. Nakabawas ako ng 7 books on my physical TBR, which is my ultimate goal for February 2023. Also happy na mas marami ako nabasa ngayong February compared to January. So that is it for today's wrap-up. Thank you so much for watching. Kayo, ano ba ang inyong 5-star reads for the month of February? Comment that down below and let's talk in the comment section. Anyways, if you like this video, please give this a thumbs up because that really helps the channel and the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more bookish content like this, and always remember to open that book and discover what magic is. See you again next time. Be safe and be kind and be happy. Thank you so much for watching and for always being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for existing. Bye! See you again on the next video. Love you. Mwah.
So it goes, baby, go.